Hi guys, welcome to Pom Closet. Today I'm gonna be making a crochet mesh pants, and you will need a crochet hook 4mm, the yarn needles, a pair of cutters, some stitch markers, and I'm using the nylon yarn in light blue today. You can use any of your favorite yarn type or yarn color as long as you get the right measurement. So let's get started. To begin with, we are going to start from the waistband. So leave the yarn for 7 inches, 7 centimeters long, and then we do the slip knot. Slip knot, then change up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chains, and then you do 2 more chains, and you get back to the third chains and do half double crochets. So do half double crochets until you reach the last stitch, and you will end up with 10 half double crochets. So you have 3, 6, 9, 10. Then change 2, turn the work, and you go back to the third change and do the half double crochets, back loop only, and you will end up with the 10 of these half double crochets. At the end of the row, you just chain 2 and then turn the work, go to the third stitch, and keep doing the half double crochets till you reach the last stitch, and keep doing it for the length of your hips. I'm making the size small pants today, so this is the hips. It's between 34 to 36 inches, but I'm gonna go for 36 inches. Here is my 36 inches. This is the piece I have, and you need to fold this in half and then put the stitch markers on. Then you need to fold the other side of this piece together, and I will connect this by insert the crochet hook through the back loop of the other piece and pull the yarn through, and basically just do the back loop to the back loop and then pull the yarn through. So we'll keep doing this until I reach the end of the last stitch. On the last stitch, you need to turn the work to the right side. So this is my right side, and this is the wrong side or the inside. Now we need to change 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I will go to the second row of these half double crochets and do single crochets. Chain 5, and the second row of the half double crochets, and then do single crochets. So keep doing this until you reach the end where we started doing the mesh stitches here. At the last stitch I will turn the work and then I will slip 3 stitches. Let's make first one, it's quite tight, second and the third, and then I will keep going with the 6 chains this time. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then do the single crochets. The first row I did 5 chains, the second row I will do 6 chain. I'm making the small pants, but I need the hips to be a bit loose, so the measurement of what I need to get is around 40 inches. So keep adding the chains on each rows of each loops until you get the length of 40 inches. But if you need the pants to be looser, like bigger, you can add more rows. At the end of the second row, here is the last loops where I did slip 3. So I'm gonna do the slip stitch on this last loops, and then I'll chain 1, turn back the work. I will slip stitch from the first stitch, slipped 1, slip 2, slip 3, and now I'm gonna turn my work. So for this row I'm gonna go for 7 chains. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move on to the next loop with the single crochets, and then keep going with the 7 chains on this row. So keep adding more stitches of each row. So once you reach the last stitch, you just do the slip stitch, turn the work, and then slip 3 to 4 stitches as long as it's in the middle of these loops, and then you keep adding the stitches on each row. So we're starting from 5 chains, second row 6 chain, the third row 7 chain, the next row 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, until you reach the length of 40 inches. Because I'm gonna make the pants in size small, but I need the bottom to be a bit loose. I have now the length of 40 inches when you measure all the way around, and this is the row is 1, 2, 3, 4, my 4th row with 8 chains on each loop. For the next row I will keep turning the piece once you reach the last loop, and I'm gonna still keep turning the work, and then do 4 slip stitch, then just gonna change 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do the single crochets on the next loop. And for the whole rows I'm just gonna keep going with the 8 chains and do it for the length. Now we need to try this on after you get to the length to cover your butt. So far I have this part of the pants, so let me measure this. I have this part here, which is the hip size. It's 36 inches round. So let me measure this part here, because I put the stitch markers on the half of this piece, also on the back piece. So I need to divide this part into 2 separate, the left and the right, so to make it as a pants. So let's measure this. I need to measure first this part. So on the side part is around 10 inches. On this side part, both left and right. And now we need to find you need to fold this piece into half and you get the center of the front and the back. So make sure they are the same size. So these pants I'm going to be making a bit loose. I'm not going to make it too tight so I can wear it comfortably. So let's say on the side it's around 18 inches. 18 inches 18 inches 1 times 2. So that would be 36 inches round on one leg, as I'm separating this into two legs. So one leg 36 and the other legs also 36, so make sure they're the same size. And now we need to do the chains in the middle of this part. So I have now 2 stitch markers. I need to change to the length to fit my size. Make sure you try this on as well so you know how big, how small the pants would fit you. I need to change. So I have changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've chained 20 and I need to joining this part here onto the other side of the pants where I put the stitch markers on. So I will do the slip stitch and chain 1. I still have the stitch marker on just in case this doesn't fit me and I know where the half of the pants is. So now we need to try this on and see if it's too small. For me, 20 chains extra on this part here fits perfect. It isn't too tight or too loose. So let me measure this for you. I would say it's around 14 inches. Now we need to continue doing the chains. So we have now 2 sides of the pants. We need to work on one side at a time. So I have the last loop, the last change on here. So I will continue doing the mesh rows. So you can see we did extra 20s change. And I have my bottom on one side, so I will chain up to 8, so the same as the other loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just keep continue doing with the single crochets in between the loops, and then 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So keep continue doing this until you reach where you change. I'm at the last loops before reaching the part where I did chain 20. So I need to chain up to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to find the the space to do this loop. I will go to the third change, do single crochets. So we are now making the legs on one side first, and then chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and you skip 5, go to the 6th, 3, 4, 5, 6, change 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, skip 5 again, go to the 6, and then chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have the rest 5, but I need to do the new, so I would say that is okay. Just go to the new loop, just go connect to the next loop and chain and do the single crochets. So I would then turn the work and then slip 4 stitches. As the new rows, I always turn the work and then slip 4 stitches, and then you change 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then continue the normal mesh stitches. So you do this until you reach the length of the legs that you need. So guys, I have done the length of this pants up to 37 inches when you measure from the bottom part of the pants, from this part down to the bottom. That is the length I need. And if you need it shorter or longer, you just keep adding the rows of this mesh rows. So now we need to do this part, just repeat the same as the other part, and by doing this you need to reconnect the yarn. So I will start from, so I have lots of stitch markers on this part because this is where I actually changed 20 chains, so I need to repeat. So you just get this second hold of the pants and reconnect the yarn. So I will start from this first stitch mark. I think when you reconnect the yarn, it doesn't matter where, as long as you have the same amount of the loops on the other legs. That should make the same length as on the other side, the same width. So we keep changing 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I will do this part first. This is where I chain 20 to expand the crochet part, to divide this part into 2 legs whole. So I will go first here, the same as on the other side. So you have your first loop. I will put the stitch marker back on so I know where I started. And it has to be ending here. So chain 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the second loop would be the same as on the other legs. Do single crochets and keep doing 8 chains, and then do the next one here, the next one here, and the next one. You just keep going along with the loops and do this around the other legs. And once you end here where you started, the camera doesn't focus. So when you end it here, you need to turn back the work, chain 1, and then do the slip stitch on the four of them on this chain, 4 of them, and then just keep repeating the 8 chains or the mesh. Keep crocheting round to end a piece, and then repeat exactly the same as on the other side. So I'm gonna keep going with this side of the legs until I reach the same length as on the other. Before I keep going with the other legs, I need to complete this section first. So I'll get back to the waistband, and I will reconnect the yarn. So I'm going to start from, this is where you connecting the waistband together. I will start from this, and I need to position this part on the back of the pants. So connect the yarn like this, tie it, and change. I will chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5 chains, just skip 1, and you go to the second row of the half double crochet rows. So starting from the first row, skip 1, you go to the next one, chain 5. I will skip 2 of these this time. Skip 2 of these half double crochet rows. I'll go to the third rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 rows, go to the third, and doing single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2, go to the third row, just here. So keep doing this until you reach the last stitch where you started here. And the last stitch, I'm just gonna slip stitch, cut it, and then weave all the ends in. Now I have the wristband done, and I need to do the tassel strings for this part here. So what you need to do, just grab any cardboard or anything that you think you would like to use this for the size of the tassels, and I'm just gonna use it to wrap round till I get the length, the thickness of the tassels. I think that should be enough. Just do how many rows of your choice, so this is no specific. And I need to cut it. I will cut one here. And I need to tie this part here into half. Tie it again. And then I need to crochet. Need to put the needles through and just chains for the length of, I would go for 150 centimeters. And this is the length of 150 centimeters. I will cut the yarn here on the other end, and a little piece of this yarn to tie the tassels on this part here and the top part. I will go for a few rounds. pull it tight. And then you just trim it. So make them the same size. So one of the tassel is done, and we need to first insert the other end that we still haven't got the tassels. I need to insert these into the pen. So here is the pens, and I have the stitch markers. And I have marked it. This will be my front. Here is the back where we connect these ribs, the ribbing together, and then I fold the piece into half. So I've got this part which is the front, and I need to insert the other end where we did change the strings. So here is the middle part of the bottom of the pants. So I will go here on the next one next to it, next to the middle part, and I'm just gonna keep going up down with the strings until you reach the other side. So I need to do the tassels on the other side. We're just gonna repeat the same. So I grab this. If you have a cardboard which is strong enough, you can also use that one. So I will do this. Just repeat the other the same as the other tassels, and also cut the yarn so you can use it for the tassels. Take this out from the card and just pull the yarn, pull the other end of the strings through, just exactly the same. And this time we need to tie it. So hold this tight and pull this tight also. I'll go for twice. And the piece of yarn that you have cut, just wrap around this top part here. Tie it twice, or more if you need to. And trim this end. So the tassels and the strings are done. I have inserted this onto the waistline, and I need to complete the other side of the pants. So the other side of the legs is also done, and the pants is completed. You can wear this on the hot days for the beach cover up, bikinis cover up, on the festive event. So this is very sexy, see-through, and I hope you really liked the tutorial. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comment, please write down at the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.